Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Ultimate Review. In today's episode, I'm going to give you the most in-depth and unbiased review of the TIN Hi-Fi C2 in-ear monitors. Now, as always, if you do enjoy watching these videos and find my content entertaining and helpful, please smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And after watching this review, if you do decide to pick up these in-ear monitors for yourselves, do check out the link in the description below to make your purchase. Okay, so with that said, let's begin. So the TIN Hi-Fi C2 in-ear monitors come in a really simple packaging, and inside the box you get the warranty card, you get 5 sets of silicone ear tips of different sizes, and the 6th pair is actually installed on the in-ear monitors themselves. You get the 2-pin connector cables that end in a 3.5mm L-shaped audio jack, and of course you get the C2 in-ear monitors themselves. Alright, now let's talk about the look and the build quality. Well, as you can see, the look of the C2 in-ear monitors are just super funky. So they are made of aviation grade aluminum, so they've got this really good and robust feel of metal in the hand. It's got a matte finish. It's got that heft to it that makes it feel very formidable. So you know that dropping it or getting it scraped here and there is going to do it absolutely no harm whatsoever. Now, although these in-ear monitors appear to have jagged edges, well, they actually don't. The edges are actually chamfered, so they feel very smooth to the touch, but these hard edges, at least in appearance, actually give it a very unique look. And although they have a bit of heft to it in a good way, they don't fatigue your ears and they don't feel heavy even for prolonged use sessions at all. Now, in terms of features, well, the C2 in-ear monitors pack 10mm drivers and have an impedance of 32 ohms. Now, the 2-pin connector cables that comes in the box, well, this doesn't have any mic or any sort of control. So when you want to change the track, increase the volume or answer calls, you'll have to do that from your phone. Now, while testing the C2 in-ear monitors, I did use a portable DAC, which I always use. And the reason I use it was actually because nowadays phones don't have a 3.5mm audio jack. So I anyway had to get a USB-C to 3.5mm audio converter. So instead of buying that, I got a DAC that does the same job, but has the added benefit of giving these in-ear monitors the power to perform to their full potential. So although 32 ohms of impedance they fall in the category of low impedance in-ear monitors, so you don't technically need a DAC, but there is no harm if you do, because I at least feel that the DAC provides it with the power so that these in-ear monitors perform to their full potential. So they perform with the maximum volume, and also the 3 frequencies, the highs, the mids and the lows, are better produced when you have a DAC involved. I at least feel that while getting a portable DAC for at least these low impedance in-ear monitors is not a necessity, but if you do get it, it just really elevates your audio experience to a whole new level. So I feel that way. Now it's up to you if you want to invest in a DAC or not. Okay, so now with the specs and the features, the look and build out of the way, let's talk about the main thing, which is the audio quality. Now, you guys know that I always judge in-ear monitors based on how they produce the 3 main frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, or what you call the treble. Then you have the mids, where the vocals are. And then you have the low end or the bass. Now, starting off with the high frequencies or the treble, well, the C2 in-ear monitors produced very good high frequencies. So there was no sibilance even at max volume. They don't sound tinny or super artificially sharpened. And they had very good separation from the mids and the lows. So every instrument in that higher range frequency was clearly audible and was separate from the vocals, and it sounded more or less natural. Not the most natural higher frequencies that I've heard, not the richest by any means, but they do a decent job in providing you with good, sharp trebles, and that is separate from the mids and the lows. Now, talking about the mid frequencies or the vocals, now, this is the only area where I personally feel there is room for improvement. So while the vocals are very sharp and audible and have good separation from the highs and the lows, I found that the voices or the vocals were a bit or sounded a bit too processed. So they didn't have that natural warmth, that natural tonality that is much more enjoyable to listen to. So it sounded a bit processed, not to the extent that they sound unpleasant really, but they just didn't sound as natural as I would want them to be. And finally, we come to the low end or the bass response. Now, the C2 in-ear monitors are by no means meant for a bass head. So while they give you sufficient amount of bass, it's got punch, it's got that thick, thumpy bass, but it's not exaggerated, and it's definitely not as much as, say, the KZ ZSN Pro X, which are still one of the most bass heavy in-ear monitors that you can get, or the Blon BL03. So these have adequate amount of bass, they do justice to the track, but if you're a bass head and you want that V signature of sound where it's really sharp highs and really thick bass, this is not really it. But if you're starting off and you just want a casual pair of in-ear monitors with really robust build, well then the C2 in-ear monitors fit that need. So guys, that was my review of the TIN Hi-Fi C2 in-ear monitors. So I've presented to you all the points I felt needed your attention. And if I had to give points to the sound quality, I would say overall it is a 3.5 out of 5. So it's good. It's not great, but it does the job. So if you want to get into the realm of in-ear monitors, and if this is a budget that you have, you could look into these. These are not the ultimate ones. There are a wide variety. You can check out my reviews of the different in-ear monitors that I have owned and used and reviewed. So I'll link those videos in the description. You can check it out from there and then take a call. So guys, if you do have any other questions regarding the TIN Hi-Fi C2 in-ear monitors, do let me know in the comments below. I will try to answer them. So that's about it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, please smash the like button. It really helps my channel grow. Share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.